video is going to be a Lolita haul from the past 6 months. And of course I have to put the disclaimer out there that I did not purchase all of this at once. For me personally this year, I decided to not take a big trip or to travel, so I do have a little bit more money to spend on Lolita, and that is my choice. So with that disclaimer put aside, let's get into the pieces themselves. I'm going to start off with the accessory pieces and then move on to the main pieces at the end. So in case there's anything more interesting you'd like to see, I will leave timestamps so that way you can skip to whichever part you're interested in. So first, let's start off with the small accessories. I got specific accessories to go with certain series, so I will show those when I showcase the main piece. But first up are these cute little head brooches from Baby the Star Shine Bright. These were released this year and I've been slowly gathering a little collection of them. I have both the white and black nickel Kumya as well as the Kumya and Usa Kumya head. What I like about these is that they both have the alligator clip as well as a pin, so they can be pinned on practically anything, which makes them quite versatile in coordinates, especially when you want to add a little point of interest or a little bit more texture. So I've been getting a fair bit of use since getting these guys. Another hair accessory that I am actually missing in my little wardrobe is some yellow ribbon hair combs, and these ones are from Baby the Star Shine Bright with a gingham pattern and flower lace. I got these specifically to match with the Be My Sweet Honey series. I also picked up a pair of Angelic Pretty's brown ribbon combs as well. I really enjoy the little stars on this one. I have gotten a lot of use out of these guys, which is really surprising, but yellow has really come up there in one of my favorite colors for this year. At the beginning of this year, I very excitedly picked up the Chris ears and tail set that they released when they first revealed Chris in 2020. This is really cute because I get to cosplay Chris, which is a really niche thing. So the tail has a little pin that you can attach it to your pieces, and the ear headdress is really cute. What I find really funny is that it also gives you a little toupee on the front, so you can really emulate Chris. I'm really looking forward to adding these to my Chris coordinates, and I don't know how often I'd use it, but I think these are really fun. From Baby the Star Shine Bright, they released a parfait series this year, and I decided that the current parfait print that I have in my wardrobe is enough. So I just decided on getting the little échappé, the scarf. I really love the colors that this sash has. I really like that the hearts on this sash are detachable, so you can use them in practically anything. And I really like that this sort of accessory is sort of making a comeback, and I'm really looking forward to coordinating this with all of my Saks pieces. And at the end of winter, I actually picked up this milk beret in this cobalt blue shade, and it's got this really cute gray pom-pom at the back. I seem to have started collecting more of this shade ever since I got the Life is Pain au Chocolat sweatshirt. So I'm looking forward to wearing this in the fall-winter months. I forgot to mention socks. I only purchased 3 of them this time around, and the first is the Alice and the Pirates stripe logo see-through OTKs, and these socks are really lovely because they have Alice and the Pirates logo on it. It's a really hidden detail that you really don't notice, and from a distance it just looks like stripes. Next up are 2 Angelic Pretty crew length socks. The first is the Marguerite crew length socks, and this is a really bright yellow. As you know, I've gotten really into yellow this year, so this was a necessity for the summer months. And then I was finally able to find the lovely gingham crew length socks in the red colorway. This pair of socks is so hard to find for some reason, and they're very popular, so I definitely overpaid for this, but worth it in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna move on to Kumya clothes because I did end up purchasing a few. I was able to find the Mystic Emotion cape for Chris in the navy colorway, and so I ended up purchasing that so that Chris could match me when I wear this print series. I was also able to find the Kumya Strawberry Parfait series as well. This one's really cute because of the rickrack trim, and then on the bodice there is actually strawberry lace, which is absolutely lovely. So glad to have found that secondhand so that I could twin with my own Kumya. And then from new releases, I ended up getting the Kumya clothes for the Be My Sweet Honey series. I really love the heart lace that was used for this. I find that the newer clothes are a little bit longer than the older versions, which is kind of interesting. This series was really cute, and I'm glad to have matching clothes. I also picked up the heart series in the Kumya clothes as well. So I wasn't able to purchase the JSK for myself, but having the clothes for my Kumyas makes me feel like I do own the print. And I got the Kumya clothes in red just because I looked over at the Kumya wardrobe and there isn't that much red and pinks, surprisingly. So I'm trying to balance out their little wardrobe. What I think is really lovely about this JSK for the Kumya is the Kumya lace that's used up on the bodice here. It's super cute and adorable, and I really hope to one day actually own this print, but for now I will stare at it with my Kumya clothes. Now for the next item, it is a purse, and I didn't think that I would be able to find this secondhand, seeing how it already is hard enough to find early years of Baby the Starshine Bright for a decent price online. However, I screamed a little when I saw this purse on Mercari, and that is the Baby the Starshine Bright Take a Walk with Kumya heart purse. This is in pretty good condition considering that this purse is from 2010, and the applique on this is absolutely gorgeous. It didn't come with the long handle strap, and the short handles are actually peeling, but I plan on actually putting ribbon around the handles to protect it from peeling a little bit more. I'm very happy to have the matching purse go along with my own Take a Walk with Kumya JSKs. So this was my amazing find for this year.
I also have to mention that I did buy another bag, and that is the Big Chris backpack, and I do have a whole video on this backpack in case you're interested, so please be sure to check it out. It will be linked in the cards.
And then for the last of the accessories, I ended up picking up 2 parasol from this year's parasol collection. I was looking for another short-handled small parasol that I could easily take along with me, and I got this one in the ivory. I personally love that this has a little bag, and it's pretty cute and good. Perfect for the sun as well as the rain, and is definitely a necessity. Not gonna lie, I don't think you really needed 2 of them. But for the second parasol, this is a Sax Blue parasol, and I was really excited because Baby the Starshine Bright hasn't released a Sax Blue parasol since I believe 2009, I want to say. So I jumped on this blue parasol. It's really, really lovely and holds up to both the rain and the sun. I really love the lace detailings, the ruffles, and my favorite part of the baby parasols is the heart cutouts on the bottom. It's so cute. There's something just so nice about a brand new parasol. I am now going to move on to the tops that I purchased, and the first is an Alice and the Pirates bolero. I have decided that I am more of a bolero person than a cardigan person, so I did end up buying this bolero. It's really adorable, and what I really enjoy about Baby the Starshine Bright pieces is the material usage and then the crocheted lace on the bottom there. And I'm really looking forward to wearing this in the colder months. At the beginning of the year, I decided that I wanted to do a updated Lolita wardrobe video. That ended up being a little bit too much work, so I ended up not making the video. However, by looking at all of the pieces that I had, I've determined that I am lacking in blouses. So this year I focused on getting a few more blouses. The first blouse that I got was actually on sale from Metamorphose, and it is this navy blouse with a high neck collar. I find that this navy blouse actually leans more into a turquoisey sort of shade, which is kind of interesting. I really love the sleeves. It has elastics all the way down as well as a lace-up detailing that is quite interesting, and there is half shearing in the back as well, making this pretty comfortable to wear. Since this blouse is long sleeve, I'm looking forward to wearing this more in the colder months. Another blouse that I got from Metamorphose is the sailor collar blouse. Now, if you watch my Lolita vlogs, you will know that I ended up putting extra pair of buttons in this blouse so that I could switch out the neckties with my OP. I really love Meta blouses. This one has half shearing in the back, making it quite comfortable and easy to wear, and I'm very happy to actually add a sailor collar blouse into my wardrobe. The final blouse that I picked up is from Baby the Starshine Bright. It is this red blouse. Now, I don't wear a lot of red, so this sort of blouse purchase is very out of pocket for me, especially considering my wardrobe. However, I wanted something a little bit more brighter and different from what I currently own, so a red blouse was what I added to my wardrobe, change out the feels of my coordinates. And this blouse from Baby the Starshine Bright is really cute. It's got a little bit more old school styling to it, especially with the ladder lace on the sleeves and the open square neck design. This sort of design is something that I definitely looked at as a younger Lolita. However, I didn't think that it would suit me just because of the square neckline, but I've really come to appreciate this neckline and blouse, and I think it really adds a point of interest into a coordinate. I'm definitely looking forward to coordinating this a little bit more. Alright, so let's move on to main pieces. I'm going to quickly run through the items that I already made videos for, and the first is the Baby the Starshine Bright Velveteen Baby Doll JSK in the navy colorway, and this is a really gorgeous piece. I love the baby doll cut from Baby the Starshine Bright. It is very comfortable to wear, and I'm very happy to add the navy velveteen into into my wardrobe. It is absolutely gorgeous with the amount of lace and details that it has, and I really love the dense weight of this JSK. This is definitely something I'm looking forward to wearing more once the weather cools down. The other series that I have made a video on is the Baby the Stars Shine Bright Be My Sweet Honey series, and as noted before, I got the Kumya clothes to match, and I also got this JSK in the heart apron cutout as well as the matching heart clip. I mentioned this in my video that I didn't think this JSK was anything special until I put it on, and it's pretty cute on. It just seemed like a basic JSK, but I think you can really appreciate the heart detailing as well as the print itself. It is absolutely gorgeous and wonderful. Of course, there are things that I definitely want to change about this series, but I think as is, it is pretty good for a newer brand release, and I have found myself reaching to wear this often, which is a good sign. So this series was a hit for me this year. Another series that I picked up that I was really excited for was the Alice and the Pirates Poseidon Chris series. I ended up purchasing the OP in the black colorway, and I really wanted to do a unboxing video of it because I was so excited for this series, especially since the print was just so gorgeous and beautiful. However, in the end, I am a little disappointed in the series itself. When this was released online, they didn't have any matching accessories with the print, but when I got this OP, I was really disappointed because the little design details that I felt Baby the Stars Shine Bright and Alice and the Pirates really excel at were kind of missing from this series. So this OP itself is a pretty basic cut, and it's cute at a glance. However, the thing that I'm disappointed about was the fact that the waist tie is actually just a ribbon that has been sewn into the back. However, the good points about this OP is that it has full shirring in the back, making this a very comfortable piece to wear, and I do enjoy the fact that it is polyester, so it makes it very easy to clean and launder. I really do enjoy looking at Poseidon Chris. He is looking very regal, and I really love looking at baby Chris walking his little vampire octopus. So overall, despite my disappointments in this piece itself, I'm really glad that I do have it, and I have been enjoying it. Now, the last thing that I purchased brand new was from Emily Temple Cute, and this is the pasta series. They decided to re-release this, and I jumped on that pre-order and was so glad to get my preferred colorway, which was the cheese colorway. And I have done a whole lookbook with this JSK, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. It is a really lovely print, and I'm glad to have this in my wardrobe. It is aggressively Italian, and I am really living for it. I love that it has full shirring in the back, and the polyester nature of it makes it easy to care for, and that it doesn't hold wrinkles, which is so great, especially because I don't want to be ironing in the dead heat of summer. All right, moving on to the secondhand items that I purchased. A lot of these were on my wish list items, and I'm very happy to have these in my wardrobe now. They have been pieces that I've been searching for, and I'm so glad that they popped up for a pretty decent price secondhand. I find that the secondhand market isn't as good as it used to be, especially with price inflations. So sometimes you're just purchasing items that you would have purchased full priced back in the day secondhand, which is kind of interesting. I have seen certain pieces go for a really good deal, but I find that nowadays it's more common to see higher priced items. Not gonna lie, I'm a little scared that one day I'm going to be priced out of my favorite hobby, but for now the prices are still decent that I can still purchase pieces for a good deal. I know with the tariffs coming and shipping becoming more expensive, it becomes more expensive to purchase secondhand. But to be honest, purchasing secondhand is a better way of being a Lolita. There's already a lot of Lolita pieces out there, so I still think secondhand is the way to go, especially if you are looking for certain pieces that you just can't find anywhere else. So out of all the secondhand pieces that I got, Mercari JP is one of the primary places that I look for Lolita pieces, but Closet Child is still coming in at a close second. Those are the two main sites that I haunt. Just so that you're aware and that you know that I'm not trying to gatekeep any secondhand sites from you, but I just have to put it out there because some people have called me a gatekeeper before. So from Closet Child, I picked up this series from Baby the Stars Shine Bright. This is the Monchocho Hermitage JSK. Sorry for my butchering French, but I picked up the JSK and the matching bonnet in the ivory colorway. This print has been on my wish list for a while because sometimes I miss the Baroque inspiration of the mid-2000s from brands, and this is definitely a product of that time that I absolutely adore. I really love all the cats that there is on this JSK, not just in the portraits, but in the actual print on the bottom itself. They're just having the time time of their lives perusing an art gallery. And I love that for them. So this JSK has been high on my wish list, and I've always seen the mint go on sale, but I haven't seen the ivory, which was my preferred colorway. I'm so glad to have this in my wardrobe now. This is so cute, and I adore it so much. The details in that JSK is just impeccable. Now the next JSK that I picked up was from Mercari, and this is Alice and the Pirates Guilty Melting Sweets JSK, and I believe this series was released in 2014. I really think that Lolita peaked around 2014, 2015, and that was when I restarted wearing Lolita, so I have a lot of nostalgia towards these prints. So this print itself is super gorgeous. It features a little ghost town with a ton of melty sweets. And this print itself actually has glitter throughout the JSK, which a lot of brands don't do anymore. I love all the little details that this JSK has, from the ribbons up on top to the fun little side bustle with the ruffles. And then for the waist ties, they use little candies. Like, they don't make them like they used to, you know? So I'm really happy and glad to have this print in my wardrobe. It is so gorgeous. I can't wait to wear it. It's such a fun, gorgeous print. Now from Angelic Pretty, I picked up 2 navy pieces, and the first is Dream Bear series. I essentially purchased this so that I could twin with my friend Jess. And it's a really gorgeous series with the teddy bears and their nightcaps and gorgeous capes. It's a really cute printed series in a high-waisted cut that I absolutely adore. And this navy colorway, I believe, was a special colorway, but I got this one for a really good deal, and I can't wait to twin this with Jess, hopefully sometime soon. It's a really gorgeous print, but it definitely was something that I wouldn't have purchased unless I saw it in person first, which I think really goes to show just how important it is to have a community and having other Lolitas close by so that you can look at their wardrobes and just admire pieces that you may or may not own yourself. So the other Angelic Pretty piece that I picked up was the Jewel Marine series in the JSK. Now I had this print in the OP cut, but I found that it was a little uncomfortable to wear, so I ended up purchasing the JSK with the full shearing in the back. That way it is a lot more comfortable. I really love the pearl detailing on this front here, as well as the silver piping that goes around that front. It really adds a little bit more sparkle. I really adore the pearls that are evenly spaced on this JSK too. Once again, adding a lot of more interest into the piece itself. And despite the fact that this cut is pretty simple, I really do enjoy the ruffled detailings on the bottom here. They do use some shell lace on top of the regular ruffled bottom. So I'm really happy to have this print back in my wardrobe. It is easy to wear, and I just love how classy it looks and feels. Now onto the final 2 pieces from Innocent World that I've been searching for a very long time for these ones, and I'm so glad I was able to get them for a really good price. First up is the Innocent World Apartment JSK in the long cut, I believe. Now if you followed me during my earlier Lolita YouTube years, you will know that I had a fascination with brick buildings, and taking my coordinate photos in front of brick buildings was my favorite thing to do. And now I finally have a JSK that is essentially a brick building in print. And this makes my little aspirational architecture appreciator heart very happy, because it features a lovely apartment building with some amazing windows and really great big doors. And this is a very specific print, because I mean, who really wants to wear a brick building? The answer is me. I want to be a brick building. I crave that stability, you know what I mean? I am so happy that I was able to find this JSK. It is absolutely gorgeous and even more wonderful than I thought. Really happy to cross this one off my dream dress wish list. Now this last Innocent World piece, I never would have expected to be able to find this secondhand, but I did after almost 18 years of it being released. And this is Innocent World Rose Crown Jacquard JSK in the gray colorway. Just taking the glory that is this JSK. It's woven. It's a wonderful JSK. This JSK is competing to be one of my oldest pieces in my Lolita wardrobe. The patterning in this JSK itself is woven into the fabric, making it such a wonderful piece. They really don't make these sorts of JSKs anymore, so I feel so blessed to actually have this piece in my wardrobe. It literally feels like a piece of history. I really remember my younger self just staring at this series and hoping that one day I would be a mature adult to to wear this sort of piece out. And that day has finally come. I feel like Innocent World is an underrated brand, and I definitely want to do a dedicated lookbook towards the brand itself. And I definitely have to feature this JSK in that video because it is so gorgeous. Alrighty, so that is all of the things that I've purchased in the first 6 months of this year. It definitely is a lot, but since Lolita is my main hobby, it is completely acceptable to me. And then looking forward to the end of the year, I think there's only going to be a few more Lolita purchases. I practically have everything that I really need to create all a variety of coordinates, but some things I'm looking forward to receiving is the Captain Chris face bag. I saw the images and I screamed.
Okay, this face bag is super cute, and not gonna lie, I really love pushing off his little toupee and to grab whatever is inside my bag. It's so funny to me.
And then yesterday, I just saw Kansai collection release their fall winter previews for Baby the Stars Shine Bright. Can you tell this video was filmed on August 7th? And I really only filmed this because I really wanted to talk about the upcoming Christmas collection that Baby the Stars Shine Bright is going to release. Like, oh my god. I'm gonna leave a video insert of the JSK itself because I am so excited for this Christmas print, and that is the main thing that I am looking forward to purchasing at the end of this year. Usually haul videos are not my favorite to create because I feel a little bit show-offy, but I know that they do well on YouTube, so I'm putting this one out there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what Lolita purchases that you've made recently and if they've really added into your wardrobe. And if you have any video requests in terms of looking at specific details for these items, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!